Reagan, was it Reagan? A president was giving out social securities to people. But even then, that was not legit. Okay, so you yourself as a person, because it's the right thing to do, because it's a good thing to do to be on the right side of history. There have been people from all the way in Germany who have reached out and said that what is happening in the US right now is just like what happened back then. And the fact that people don't understand the magnitude and how to be on the right side of history is mind-blowing to me. But let me tell you guys something, okay? There is no right way to enter this country. There is no right way. My parents came here. My dad worked every single day of his life, whether he was sick, whether he was grieving, whether it was our birthdays, whether it was anything. That man broke his back for minimum wage to help raise us. He never committed any crimes. His record is clear. No DUIs, no domestic abuse charges, nothing. My mom was able to fix in around like 2016-ish, no, 2012-ish, I think, because I was still in middle school, because her sister fixed her papers. So my mom was able to get hers before my dad. My dad went through the legal process to get his the entire time he was here. Then, years later, I'm talking like 30 years later, he was able to present his case to the court. And when the lawyer that we had and everything helped present the case, God bless him, they still wanted to hold 10 years in Mexico over his head. And remember, my dad had the cleanest record you could ever imagine. The cleanest record. You could not find one thing on him. And they still wanted to send him back for 10 years. We wrote letters to the judge. And when I tell you, we got letters from our mailman, from teachers, from neighbors, from... I'm surprised we didn't even get one from like a dog, stating how great of a man my dad is and continues to be. And the judge was so moved by those letters. We got our chance and my dad was given his documentations. But that doesn't mean that since then there has not been fear. I fear that just because they speak broken English, which keep in mind, they can speak 2 languages, speak and understand 2 languages. It may be broken, but that's still 2 languages. And people are mad because other people know more languages. The United States is the only country I know of that's like not multicultural bastards. Like everybody else in basically every single country knows more than one language. So the fact that people use that as like an insult here, like, oh, you speak broken English. At least they can speak 2 languages, bro. Educate yourself. But back to I fear the racism. I live in a deep red state. I fear the hate crimes, the targets we carry on our backs just because of how we look. And people don't understand that coming into this country is not even a felony. It's not. It's a civil. It's a civil crime, okay? So it's like getting a parking ticket, a speeding ticket. So all of these people who are saying, oh, it's illegal, whatever, you're telling me you've never gotten a parking ticket, you've never gotten a speeding ticket, you never drink and drive, you never drove without a seatbelt, you never had a traffic violation, you never, all of those things. So, like, you can tell that this is just deep-rooted in hatred and racism, simply because the color of our skin and who we are and what we look like. And has been something that I've struggled with my whole entire life. Since I was a kid, I have deep-rooted issues, deep-rooted abandonment issues, deep-rooted anxiety and PTSD, because every time my parents would leave the house, it was like we never knew if they were going to come back home. They would always tell us, like, if something happens to us, your sister will take care of you. Don't call the cops, don't call this person, make sure you lock all the doors, you don't answer any of the doors. And everybody always says, like, you need the police, who are you gonna call if you were in danger? And not the police. Like, I was always taught that they were always going to do more harm than good. And to this day, I have thankfully never had to call them or have any interactions with them. But if we are just here to live, we're not bothering anybody. Like I said, my parents' records are clean. I'm pretty sure they've never even gotten a speeding ticket. Like, if they're just here to work and live their lives and not bother anybody, and we always paid our taxes. And for everybody who's saying, oh, illegal immigrants are taking all of our benefits, no, they're not. You need a social security for that, and they don't have social security. So it's just a matter of educating yourself and understanding that this is just ignorance. It's just people trying to get other people to hate each other because it's how they win. If they can keep us all separated and all against each other and divided, then we will never truly come to the consensus of who really is not for the people. And I think more and more people are finally starting to wake up about this situation. It's inhumane. It's not necessary. And I don't know if you know or not, but when Obama did the Dreamers Act, the DACA, those people have to renew their citizenships every certain amount of years, and they have to show that they're advancing in life so that they can continue to hold their DACA. And what this administration fails to realize is that they're making so much money off of those people, because if you're paying like $100 to $500 to reinstate this and go to college and buy cars and buy houses so that you can prove that you're advancing, then all of that is just going back into the economy. this.